Hello, everybody. Welcome into a Friday edition of the Computer America Show. Got a great program planned for you tonight. Two very interesting guests. We're going to have MHOX in the first hour, MHOX. They're a design studio. And in the second hour, we're going to have a company called Appkettle, which is a Internet of Things kettle that you control remotely, and it's actually very cool technology. And of course, when we have time, we'll do Computer and Technology News, brought to you by Slimware Utilities. They are the official optimization software of Computer America. Also, we have a show reminder winner of the week, and some exciting news. You're going to see if you're watching our live video stream. We continue to improve things on a daily basis.
1 minute until showtime.
So sit back, relax, enjoy the show as we start our Friday edition of Computer America. Fifteen seconds.
Your show will go live in 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1.
Broadcasting live, it's America's longest-running national radio talk show on computers, Computer America, hosted by national columnist Craig Crossman. Look for Craig's weekly column in your favorite newspaper. This show is being beamed nationwide at ComputerAmerica.com. Keep it here for technology news, computer products, guest interviews, and your phone calls. You're listening to Computer America.
Hello, and welcome into the Computer America Show. It's the nation's longest-running, nationally syndicated radio talk show on computers. Computer America is heard around the world and coast to coast. And I'm your host, Craig Crossman.
And I'm your co-host, Ben.
And look at that. Yes, and of course the big news, well, not the big news, but the great news is that it's Friday!
Hey, that is big news. It's always good.
Yes, it is. Okay,
The weekend's a good time.
The weekend is a good time, and it means we have another week of Computer America safely in the can. And, there you go. We talked about how we're making incremental improvements on the show, almost on a daily basis. And today is no exception. We continue to improve the broadcast. If you are watching our live Computer America video stream, and you now are going to see a lot of interesting things. Not only do you see myself and when you see Ben, but Ben now has a split screen. He actually has some more hardware, and now you will see Ben as a picture-in-picture, and the actual website, which we're talking about as well.
And not just the website. I mean, this is going to obviously open up a lot of possibilities besides just websites. Anytime we do news stories, anytime we talk about a product, anytime we have a guest on, anytime we talk about a process, we can show you any information on the video. So the video portion of the show just got a whole lot more important, a whole lot more valuable.
A lot more valuable, and really, this is It's another improvement. Of course, the website continues to improve as well. Now, when you click the show notes page, now you see some additional information. You see the guests of the show. We'll get into all the details as we continue to move. We don't want to overwhelm you with everything, but there is certainly a lot going on here on the.
Yeah, if we have a spare 10 minutes or so, we'll talk about all things that are changing, because things are changing, but we're going to need a few minutes.
Yes, exactly. All right, so now if you have a comment or question or suggestion about anything we're talking about tonight or with our guests, we certainly invite you to call us. The number is 347-884-8881. That's 347-884-8881. I'll get you on and get you through. Email is live, L-I-V-E, at computeramerica.com. You can also join us in a live interactive chat room from our homepage at computeramerica.com. Just click the chat room /video button, and you'll see a split screen. This is, by the way, all going to change, but right now this is probably one of the last times we're doing this. On the left-hand side there, you'll see the entry form to go into the chat room. Just put in the username. That's the name you'll be known by when you go there. Click the connect button, and your browser will move you into the Computer America chat room. And sharing that same page on the right-hand side is our live Computer America video stream. That's right. We are a radio broadcast talk show. However, we also had added a video element to the program, and which we've yet improved again. And you can not only see me and my co-host and our guests now, but you can see a lot more going on. So it's definitely worth it to check out our live video stream. And, of course, that'll be archived as well. But as of tonight, we've had a major improvement to the video streaming page. So that's basically how you get in touch with us. Again, 347-884-8881 is the number to call here on the program. And, of course, we're going to also, since it's Friday, that means we're also going to have a show reminder winner of the week. We're going to be giving a really nice, that Logitech T650 glass wireless touchpad. We did give one away every Friday, valued at $80. Someone's going to win that as well. So all that coming up here on the Computer America program. Ben, I see a lot of familiar faces.
You should have said something. I would have pulled something up now that I can do this kind of stuff now.
Yeah, okay.
Wireless rechargeable touchpad right there. Good stuff, guys. Yeah, I'll be doing stupid stuff like that from now on, so, keep an eye out for that. But, sorry, new toys. I can't help myself.
That's fine. So we've got our chat rooms and going on. We have people entering in there, and we'd love to see you in the chat room as well. Okay, well, I'm excited. A lot of fun things that are happening here on the program. But let's get to our guest. He is here representing something called MHOX, or MHOX. I'm not sure if you pronounce it MHOX or MHOX. I'll ask him. But evidently, it is a generative design studio. First time I've ever heard the term generative design. It develops body extensions, objects, or systems that integrate to the human body to mutate its aesthetic and functional potential. Beyond the boundaries of product design, the studio engages the exploration of processes and conditions of body alteration, mutation, and metamorphosis, creating communication, actions, and educational programs. Okay. Joining us is Filippo Nassetti. Phil is a partner and lead designer for MHOX. Phil, welcome into Computer America. How are you?
I'm fine. Good evening, everybody. Here I am. I'm Filippo Nassetti from MHOX, which is the correct pronunciation. And thanks, Craig, for calling me.
All right. So it's
MHOX, not MHOX, MHOX. Okay.
MHOX. Straight, MHOX. Yes.
Okay.
Perfect.
All right, got it. Well, I introduced talking about all these strange words, body altering, mutation, metamorphosis. Why don't you, in your own word, explain to our listeners what MHOX is all about?
Yes, MHOX started in 2012 as a European-funded startup working on research projects dealing with product customization on body anatomy. So basically, we developed a process with which we could scan the user, generate a 3D model of the product we want to customize on that person, and then bring it to production via 3D printing and digital fabrication techniques. So at the very beginning, there was this idea of getting products and customize them on the body. And through the years, we opened the research to other forms of consultancy and product design, and we got more and more interested with the body and the connection between generative design techniques and products that have a value in being customized on the body of the user.
Wow.
Yeah, I almost feel guilty for for having you guys on, because what we're looking at here is, let's face it, it's art. Like there's no two ways about it. It's art, and we're highly focused on technology, but I guess you guys are using some of the most advanced technology out there to create this art.
Yes, definitely. Technology is a big part of our work. I mean, we use scanning technologies, we use 3D printing, and also a lot of software to create these forms. So basically, the whole process is digital. So from acquiring body morphologies to customize the object, because everything is digital. We write the software, our own software, to create these patterns and these shapes, and then to deliver to production via 3D printing the whole thing. So yes, we have an art focus or a design focus, but it's really based on technology.
Now, what we're looking at, is it primarily artwork, or are these functional items that people can use, or is it strictly something that you hang on the wall, or you can tell me?
No, yeah, good question, definitely. I mean, we use art projects to introduce new concepts, new ideas. Like those masks we designed were the first step to introduce the process of scanning, generating, and 3D printing. But then once the statement is done, we want to bring the statement to commercial products. So after the masks, we worked on medical products which find a value in being customized on the body of the user. So you can think of orthosis or prosthesis, in which you still scan the body of the user to make an anatomical customization of the product. And then the product gets a functional value out of that.
Wow.
I don't know if you're familiar with orthosis. Like orthosis are these kind of devices that with which you can stabilize parts of the body. Like I mean, if you have some kind of operations and so on, and you need to keep like your legs or your arm stiff without moving, then you can use this kind of devices.
Oh, for casts.
Yeah, exactly. Some
Yeah.
kind of cast.
Okay. That's all. Not only are you guys kind of creating these things where, obviously they fit the person, they fit they fit around your face, but I guess it really was a natural evolution to go to something like, because no two amputees or limbs that that need prosthetics, no two are the same. They always end at different places. They always are shaped differently, and I guess. But you guys aren't just creating, a wooden hand like Geppetto. You guys are creating like these 3D printed and definitely strange but very, very cool looking prosthetics.
Yeah, I mean, aesthetics is a big part of our work. Anyway, we believe that products get value out of that, and that digital processes and 3D printing are opening new ways for new aesthetics. So this is indeed a big part of our job. And yes, I mean, our aesthetics is based on two main concepts, which is one is the idea of synthesis, and the other one is the idea of prosthesis in general. So synthesis means that with using software, we can simulate biological phenomena and natural processes. Like if you see our masks, there are these patterns that resemble the structure of the bone, or I mean the other fiber patterns that might look like fibrous tissues and so on. And these are simulations we write in the computer, and this allows us to study new potential for aesthetics and function as well. And the other lead in our research in aesthetics is the prosthetic one. So I mean, you can think of prosthetics not only as a way to replace a missing limb, but as an extension of the human body. So we have always been using prosthesis, like a dress, a cloth is a prosthesis in this view.
No, yeah,
We like to push. Yeah,
yeah, that makes sense. And clothes are. I never really thought of clothes as a prosthetic, and of course, it's just adding to the aesthetics of a person. But have you actually been working with people who need actual prosthetics? Like, have you been designing the actual parts for people?
yes, we're working on a few case studies right now. really, and people are really interested in doing that because usually if you are an amputee, the products you find on the market are not really caring about aesthetics. And that, I mean, in this case, it's not only about a matter of ornament, but it's also a matter of identity. So if there is a prosthetic that you like, that means it is easier for you to define a new identity, a new way to deal with your own body. So the matter of aesthetics is really central in that.
Yeah, and you know, you just kind of leapfrog into what I was thinking is that most prosthetics, when you really think about them, they're either designed to be functional or they're designed to look like they're designed to look like the body part that they're replacing. You know, it used to be the ideal of a prosthetic was when you put pants on and, you know, let's say you had a prosthetic leg, no one would be able to tell that you had a prosthetic leg. Like, that was the goal. But I think more and more prosthetics, and thanks to 3D printing in general, it's becoming a way of expression. Like, you know, it's turning something that, you know, I think a lot of people were very self-conscious about, and it lets them kind of be, you know, kind of feel good about it because now they have this, you know, they have this prosthetic that looks very, very cool.
You know, I'm looking at what the website with what Ben's looking at, and if I walked into a bank wearing that prosthetic,
well, the mask is different from that.
Yeah, that might cause a little bit of a problem. I would think. Cause for consternation. But yes, I think anything else would.
Yes, but maybe if you work instead of a bank inside of a party and you're a young person, then the impression might be different.
Yeah, I would think so.
For sure.
I mean, that last one with the woman. That just go back up there. That looks really. Now I can see headphones for that. That could be like.
That might be an application for sure.
Yeah, headphones. But some of the WinForm ones are just, I mean, short of bizarre. I mean, they're very strange looking, almost alien. I would think it's something you would see. They're.
When you say alien, do you mean like the actual movie Aliens? Yeah.
Yeah, that looks like a face hugger out of an Alien. I mean, I mean,
for sure that was an inspiration. That movie.
Okay, well there it is. But again, if you're watching that, now if you don't have the live video stream, of course you can go see all this. You can go to the website, which is MHOX Design, MHOX, and then the word design.com. Or you go to computeramerica.com and go to our show notes page where you'll see our totally revamped show notes, and you can you see tonight's show, the first hour, and you click on the MHOX link.
MHOX. Like a mock-up. MHOX.
Yeah, you click on the MHOX link, and it'll take you to the website so you can see yourself. But if you're watching a live video stream, you can see Ben is demonstrating what's on there. Okay, so where do we go from?
What were some of the key projects? Because on your website we have a couple of the of your different ones, but we talked a bit about the prosthetics. Like what have you guys been focusing on really?
I mean, yes, our first project was the fibrous mask, the collagen one. And that was the very first one in which we managed to build the integrated process of scanning, generating, and 3D printing stuff, objects, products in general. And then after that, we moved into the medical products like the orthesis, the generative orthesis, which you find on the website too, and the regenerative prosthetics. So in both cases, the process is similar, and what is different is that we articulated differently the combination of aesthetics and new functions. Like for instance, in the orthosis, the functional value is not only in the anatomic customization, but it's also in the pattern. So you see this holes pattern. That means that the orthosis is lighter, permeable, and cooler too. And so, yes, so first we had the mask, and then we moved into the biomedical products, and then we made the experimentation in the fashion industry. So we decided to to push the research on aesthetics with a few fashion accessories like those belt buckles inspired by the first masks. And then this is something which are pushing forward now with new masks and new accessories. So I would say that these were the key products, the key projects, and the last one is the eye project, which is a concept design.
Well, before you get into eye, I mean, we have plenty of time here. Let me just ask you, do you see using this technology to replace things that are not quite as radical as entire limbs, but I mean, for example, I could see this material replacing the standard plaster of Paris cast if I break an arm, you know, break a bone or something like that, because and anyone who's worn a cast knows how incredibly bad they are. They itch and everything. The air doesn't get to it. You know, if you can make a cast that would keep an arm in place with this material, I would think this would be a lot easier to live with for a period of time. Have you thought about making casts with this? Bill?
Yeah, this is something that we studied, and in fact, an orthosis is I mean, you can see an orthosis as a long-lasting cast at the end of the day. So for like those 30 days, 45 days cast, in fact, this technology is not that great because it takes some time to produce the object, and the cost is quite high on the whole. Mm-hmm. But the idea is anyway to push the research on this kind of devices, because I totally agree with you that it is where you can add value compared to the traditional products.
Yeah, I mean, because you can have the little air holes, so the arm would breathe, you know, unlike a plaster of Paris cast. The arm would breathe. It would obviously be lighter.
Very much easier than the doctor going in your cast with a hole puncher. I like it.
And
you can wash your limb.
Yes, you can wash. Exactly.
By the way, right now I have up on the split screen the orthesis, and what actually is this material made out of? Because you know, some of them look like metal, but of course, you know, some of them like this one look like plastic. What are all these made out of?
Yeah, I mean, these materials are 3D printing materials from Italian company CRP Group, and basically they are composite materials for 3D printing. So in this case, 3D printing is sintering technology. That means that it's powder sintered, and that becomes solid that way. And they are composite materials based on nylon and glass fiber, mainly. And the cool thing about those materials is not only aesthetics, but also performance. They are materials used in the racing industries, in the aerospace industries, and so on. So their mechanical properties are really strong. And we use them in those products because we wanted to achieve advanced flexibility and stiffness of the product.
Wow. And I assume you can control the different characteristics, the formulation, to make it either more stiff or more flexible, that type of thing.
And you can also control them with the geometry. I mean, that pattern, you can orient the pattern to orient the mechanical properties too. So when the holes are bigger, then that means that the device is more flexible. When the holes are smaller, then the device is more stiff.
And I guess, you know, because this is kind of art, and you know, it's 3D printed and things like that. If you wanted to go back with a hexagon pattern, you know, and make like a beehive pattern through it, or like a honeycomb. There we go, a honeycomb pattern. Like you could do any kind of shape, and like you could customize this to the nth degree. Do you work with customers that I guess you kind of mentioned it before, but do you work with customers that closely if you know, if they wanted something just a little bit different than what you had?
This is something we can do, full customization of the product. So if you want it different, we can do it different. And yeah, I mean, there are many ways to deliver this kind of customization. One way, the easy one for us, is that you talk with the designer and the designer directly customizes the product. I mean, if we are 3D printing, any object can be different from the others. So this is an advantage that you can take, but also with some development you can build automatized processes, so like softwares that automatically customize the products, and you access the software, you change a few parameters, and then you can get the beehive pattern, the holes pattern, and it might be an option in development of this kind of products.
One of our chat room participants, Lanchi, says that it would look really cool if you put some LED lights in those little holes, or even weave some fiber optic throughout and light it up. That would be kind of interesting.
That might be an option for sure.
Definitely make it stand out. I would think so. So anyway, we're talking to Filippo Nassetti. He is a partner and lead designer for MHOX. I keep pronouncing MHOX. There you go, from MHOX.
MHOX.
Yes, exactly. So now, what is I? EYE. What is an acronym? What is actually I all about?
So I is a concept design of a 3D bioprinted eye meant to replace and upgrade the natural eye. So it's a concept design. So it's an idea that we want to develop with this project. And the idea is that the latest developments in bioprinting and biohacking let us imagine that we can generate replacements for parts of our body. And I don't know if you're familiar with bioprinting. Are you?
I'm sorry.
Yeah. We've talked about it with bioprinting. We've talked about it with printing organs before, not necessarily the eye. We haven't really heard of that, but kidneys for sure, hearts for sure, things like that. It's an up and coming medical technology, and it's crazy to see you guys getting involved in it.
Yeah, I mean, the idea here, we wanted to really introduce a cultural breakthrough. I mean, the idea is that since you can 3D print an organic replacement for a part of your body, then that means that your body becomes, or the part of your body becomes a product. And since it's a product, then you can design it. And there is no reason that you have to design it like the natural competitor. So you can introduce new functional opportunities, potential, and values in these products. And this is what we wanted to introduce in this project. So basically, we thought of a collection of products that are meant to replace the natural eye. Then they include a couple of glands. One gland is meant to filter your vision. So you take one pill and then you activate the filter gland and you can start seeing black and white or vintage or any Instagram filter. And you take another pill, you activate the Wi-Fi gland, and you can start streaming your vision to your devices and share it on Facebook, maybe.
That's the future. If nothing else we've talked on the show in the past year, that's the future.
Take a pill.
I mean, that's a speculation, of course, right now. But the idea, I mean, I think it's interesting. As we are really 3D printing organs, then we can start thinking of how they can be upgraded.
Yeah. For some reason, I just got like this weird thing where you go into a hospital and you're like, would you like the basic version, the premium version, or the deluxe version? And like deluxe comes with night vision. Like it's I never really thought of it that way, where you're designing these organs to take the place of what whatever they're trying to replace, but that doesn't mean they have to be one-to-one exact comparisons. They can be different, and they can be and you can add things to it. I never thought about that, but obviously you guys are exploring it yourselves.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's the idea. Exactly.
I mean, if you're going to get a new eyeball, why just have a regular eyeball? If you can have night vision and
you can have cat eyes,
zooming technology, 5 or 7 to 1 zoom, you can zoom in on things and maybe add a digital camera in the eye too, so you can take pictures just by winking or something. You could have all these features built into your body.
Yeah, that's the idea. That's the main idea.
Yeah, exactly. Right now it's a little over the top, but how many years do you think go by before we might actually, no pun intended, but see something like this?
I mean, we set a kind of deadline on 2027, which is this idea is based on the trends of development in bioprinting, biohacking technologies, and so on. So that's still a far-reach vision, but not that far. We think that this kind of technologies would have a big spread in the next years. So it's not that far.
So in a few decades, you think we'll all be superhuman?
Not all of us, I think. That's an interesting point because, I mean, superhuman, that means that we can, I think there will be the potential to upgrade our body, but not that everybody is going to upgrade its own body. So as it is today, I mean, there are already ways to alter and transform, manipulate your body, like tattoos, aesthetic surgery, and so on. This is just a more technological, more advanced way. And as it is today, there are people that are really looking forward to transform their body, and people which are really conservative on that. So maybe there will be kind of two main kinds of humans, the superhuman ones and the natural ones. And that would be interesting to see how the two different profiles would interact.
Mm-hmm. Wow, that's too.
I just hope that and really, we're gonna have to cut a break, so we can't really get a response to this. But I hope in the future that money is not the deciding factor between prosthetics, because with 3D printing, price doesn't really seem to be going up in response to these advances. But yeah.
Yeah.
All right, you listen to the Computer America Show on the Blog Talk Radio Network, on the TuneIn Radio Network, the IRN Radio Network. Ben and I are talking to Phil Nassetti about MHOX. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
Don't complain about your cable bill going up and up and up. Do something about it. Grab a pencil and jot down this special number, 1-866-663-MyTV. The more cable TV rates go up, the better digital satellite TV looks. So, disable the cable and get more of your favorite channels in 100% digital quality for less money. Call 1-866-663-MyTV right now to sign up for packages starting as low as $19.99 and up to 4 rooms. And there's no equipment to buy. That includes your free HD TV upgrade, your free DVR upgrade, and your free professional installation. And the best part, the pristine digital picture and sound. Call 1-866-663-MyTV. So, what are you waiting for? Pull out your major credit or debit card. Call 1-866-663-MyTV. 1-866-663-MyTV. Disable the cable, cut costs, and get more. Call 1-866-663-MyTV. 1-866-663-MyTV.
Hi, this is Craig Crossman, host of the Computer America Show. You have important meetings to schedule. Your company's getting ready for its IPO, and you're in charge of the PTA fundraiser this month. So how do you coordinate everyone to be available at the same time? Are you still using emails, phone calls, even text messages to schedule meetings with a group of people? How's that working out for you? Not so great, huh? It's a fact that every day, millions of people suffer from scheduling headaches. Well, with Doodle, scheduling meetings with a group of people is quick and easy. With Doodle, you can easily propose available times to each member. Each one checks off the times that they're available, and then you simply pick the time that works best for the group, all in an easy-to-read display that integrates with your existing calendar. Nothing could be more simple. Give Doodle a try for free, and like millions of Doodle users, you'll truly see how easy it is to find the perfect date and time for all your meetings. That's www.doodle.com.
I see you. This is Marty Winston with the News Tips Bulletin Review for Computer America. This time the VTech Connect-to-Cell cordless phone. The styling of the VTech LS6191-17 Connect-to-Cell cordless answering system with caller ID, call waiting. That entire long name won't tell you why you like this a lot. Is a modernistic salute to the desk phones of the 1950s, absent the coiled cord. The DECT 6 handset cradles much like the classics, but in this case it charges in its cradle. Both handset and base offers speakerphone, caller ID, and other cool functions. You can also pair it with your mobile to make both kinds of calls from one place. This is extra handy if you have to put your mobile somewhere without a comfortable seat. just to have enough bars to have service. Available Android or BlackBerry apps help you import up to 200 contacts. You can pick a ringtone and volume, configure the answering system, or turn it off, which we like, and more. Bottom line, while the feature set, specs, and performance of the VTech Connect-to-Cell LS6191-17 cordless phone may justify your interest, its looks are what will drive you to wanting to own one. This is Marty Winston with the News Tips Bulletin Review for Computer America.
Welcome back to the Computer America Show. Thank you, Marty Winston, for that News Tip Bulletin Review. And right now we have, Craig, are you paying attention now? We have on MHOX with us here right now. And we have Phil Nassetti here with us. He is the partner and lead designer for MHOX, and it's like, these are my favorite kind of guests because they're definitely not your typical, like, this is not a laptop bag. This is not a computer mouse. This is definitely futuristic, yet very, very technology oriented. Like, this is as close to real sci-fi as you get. And right now we're talking about some research that they're doing. Although I am kind of curious why there's a link to Will.i.am
Yes,
with this project.
Yes, the thing was that at the beginning of March, Will.i.am claimed, there was this claim, some did in the design review, the Will.i.am said, okay, in the future we're going to 3D print humans, and there are no regulations for that, and we need to do something for that. And so that it followed a big discussion on that. So on the possible 3D printing of humans, and then the idea of 3D printing parts of the body or the whole body, and then body as product, as we were saying, and those this kind of topics. And that was the context in which we decided to unveil our concept, because we thought it was really connected.
Makes sense. Just weird seeing the name there, but the conversation that brings up is obviously going to be a very important one in the near future. Like, I want to say in the future, as in, whenever I say future, I think 50 years in the future, but really probably within the next decade or two, we're gonna have to kind of wrestle with the idea that, hey, prosthetics aren't just going to be for people who for some reason lost an eye. It's going to be for people who want better eyesight, and so they go out and they have a perfectly good eye, and then they replace it because they want to, not because they have to.
Definitely, I agree with this vision, and this is really interesting now. And some things are already, you can find them in contemporaneity. I mean, Pistorius, the runner, was excluded by a few competitions because his prosthetics were allowing him to run faster than not amputee runners. So, and there you can already see that there are prosthetics that are allowing a better performance than the natural body. And then which is the point, where is the point in which people would, I think there is a threshold in which before that threshold you like your body as it is, and after that threshold you want to upgrade your body because you can find something better. And right now it might seem, really it might look visionary, but I think it's just a matter of a cultural change. It's not that far, it's not that strange.
Yeah, no, I think you kind of you mentioned it, where that whole thing with the Blade Runner, and the gentleman with the blades for in place of his feet, and he set all those records and things like that. And I guess in the coming years, that's just going to be the first time where maybe even one day the Special Olympics, where people who with disabilities can compete in the same type of games, maybe they'll be setting records that put the regular Olympics to shame, because I can completely see in the future where, especially in competitive sports, where they say no prosthesis allowed. And so things like this, I think they'd still be allowed in the Special Olympics, but in the regular Olympics, I just can't imagine, a shot putter getting a bionic arm and then being able to, throw it into the stands.
I agree. I totally agree with this vision.
Yeah. Besides all these medical applications, and I also see in your portfolio fashion and performance.
Yes.
Like masks. Can we deepen a little bit more? Talk a little bit more about that.
Yeah, sure. I mean, as we were saying at the beginning, we're working a lot on aesthetics, and I mean, the commercial territory for aesthetics is fashion and performance, of course. And then with masks, we're working with actors and performers, so they can integrate our masks in their own artistic vision. But also, we're working on commercial products for the fashion industry. So, I mean, we worked on a commission for belt buckles for a fashion company in Italy. It's called Scunzani. They're working with crocodile buckle belts and other kind of objects made of crocodile, and so we're working with accessories with them. And so it's not only belt buckles, but also bracelets and necklaces and earrings and so on. So we're really trying to bring this aesthetic research to the market on commercial products.
Right. Exactly.
And at the end of the day, I mean, these products, they're insanely beautiful. I know nothing about art, but I will say that these, although they are, just like you said, they're data from beginning to end, right before you print them. They're all technology. They remind you so much of nature and human, and like human tendons and connective tissue. Like it's so organic and natural, but it's all art and it's all digital. The price isn't there, right? Like I guess after after you get the design down and you pay your people, 3D printing, a 3D printer or a 3D printed file is a file is a file is a file. Like you can copy that 1,000 times and you can get the same product. So like are your products more affordable than say if someone had to sculpt this by hand?
It depends. I mean, it depends on the product. Like, let's deepen a bit this belt buckles. Also, because I would like to show how technology is involved here. In fact, we designed a specific software to create these buckles. So, as you can see on the website, there is this workflow in which you draw like 5 to 10 curves, and then the software automatically generates hundreds of curves, rearranges them, solidifies the object, which is ready for 3D printing. And this way, using the software, we were able to create different buckles. So every 5 minutes, a new buckle is created, which is different from all the other that came before and would come afterwards. So we're working on unicity here. So it's a system of mass customization of products. So using software, we are able to make products which are always different, one from the other. So in this case, it's not possible to replicate the file, as you were saying, Ben. In other products, it would be. So we could work on more affordable pieces. In this case, we were working on unicity. And this is something relevant for us, to have some kind of quality, high quality from the fact that the object is unique, but we're using an industrial process to produce the objects. I mean, 3D printing is, at the end of the day, an industrial process.
Yeah, no, that's I guess that's where I tripped myself up. Where I was thinking of the industrial application list, where you get one file and then you just create that over and over and over again, just like you would manufacturing a part for a sink or something. But I didn't realize that this was creating just variation after variation after variation, and then you get to pick which ones that you actually get to create, and so each one is just a little bit different. That's turning 3D printing, but that's not. But that doesn't have the it's way more unique than the 3D printer I think was ever designed to be.
Here, I mean, the design process is radically new. It's not that we are designing a perfect form, a perfect shape. We don't want to say, okay, this is the form which will be our products, but instead we grow a population of possible products. So like we really generate dozens, thousands, or hundreds of possible products, and then the customer chooses the one he likes, and then that one is produced as unique pieces.
So how is this applied to some of your other designs? Like, are you using the same kind of adaptive, design process with everything, or is that just with the belt buckles and the mask?
So far, I mean, the customization was introduced on the masks, on the buckles, and the medical products too. So the orthoses and prosthetics are customized as well. But that level of mass customization and fast automatized customization was reached only on the belt buckle so far. And we would like to push it forward, of course.
Yeah. Oh, so well, what do you think it's going to happen? Let's talk a little bit of future challenges for you, for MHOX.
Yes. So our strategy now is following a few. The first one is that we would like to integrate this research on form and 3D printing and aesthetics with wearable technologies. So we would like to include sensors and all this kind of technology in our products. So we believe that this might be a really interesting combination for experimental case studies and new products innovation. And on the other hand, we would like to strengthen our positioning in the fashion industry. So more accessories, more commercial products in that. And then, of course, we would like to see what I would generate. I mean, that's a concept that we unveiled, and we're really curious now to see the reaction. So many people are getting interested in that project, and we really would like to see what can come out of that.
Yeah, the I one is that has implications. I think that are more profound than just technology or fashion or what have you. Like that's a society shift kind of thing. So so you have an open invitation to come back on the show when you get that up and running.
That's great. Thank you.
But, I mean, all of these masks and these, like you said, bracelets and belt buckles, things like that. What kind of scanners are you using these? Are you using to create these things? Because we've heard it from a couple different companies, and I want to know if you ever thought about kind of exploring the same thing, where scanning technology and maybe make an app for a smartphone using webcams, like scanning for 3D printers has gotten much easier when every device that we have is a possible scanner. So have you ever given thought to I really want to wow these people at the show tonight. I want a custom I want a custom necklace. Scan your neck with your smartphone and build something for me. Like, is something like that possible?
So far we've been working with the Kinect sensor to make scans. So first of all, it was working with a software we wrote, and then with other commercial ones. And we're really looking forward, as you mentioned, to the point in which scanning technology would be integrated in mobile devices. So that would make a big difference, because then, I mean, each customer then would be able to scan himself and have a preview of a customized product. Think like eyewear, for instance. Yeah. I want a new pair of sunglasses. I just scan my face with my mobile, and then I can see how the eyewear customized on my face would fit. I look at that, and then I can straight buy it as a single object. So we're not at that point yet, because scanning technologies are not integrated in mobile devices so far, but it's not that far.
Yeah, you said that you were using the Kinect, and the Kinect is not a prohibitive device by any means. Heck, we give them to 10-year-olds to play with. It's not that far out there to imagine that everyone has access to these kinds of scanners.
Yeah, it's true. That is true. I mean, always when you start with this kind of things, you need to make really precise evaluation on how many people are going to have that sensor, and if the people that have that sensor would be possible customers for the products you are developing. And we're really looking forward now to sensors spread more than the Kinect. But in fact, that's a potential that is already there.
Wow.
Very
Well,
cool. Very cool.
Very cool. Anything else that you'd like to let our listeners know?
Well, and hopefully you can see my screen as well. I've just been poking around the research where you have, of course, the i3D, the 3D bioprinted site augmentation. Very, very cool. And we've kind of talked about the carapace where, perhaps if someone needs some kind of long-term support, this is obviously going to be much, preferable to some of the other options out there. But you also have here the neurochroma and a couple other things.
Yep.
So are there any of these you'd like to talk about?
Yeah, let's say something about that. 1 year ago, we embarked on a few months research on brain-computer interface systems and EEG sensors. So basically, these are sensors that allow you to retrieve brain information and measure feelings, for instance. So with these sensors, which are really cheap, you can find them on the market for a few $100, not that more. And you can measure the levels of attention and meditation or interest, frustration, bore, engagement, excitement, and so on. So, and we try to use this information to build media systems. So I go into a room with my sensor on my head and I can change the color of the light in the room according to my feelings. So I am meditative, then the light gets blue. I am more focused, then the light gets red. And so this can change.
Yeah.
And this is something that you can already do now. And it's quite experimental. We're looking forward to integrate this kind of technology in more advanced products, like think of a helmet including that sensor. So if you're motorbiking and the helmet can measure your feelings, then it can provide feedback. Like you having a drop in attention, and then the helmet can vibrate and tell you, hey, take care.
Yeah, I get that you really need the sensors right now, and of course, your company's obviously very, very focused on the future, and I can see where this thing has to be, be in contact with your head, and so it can measure these kind of things. But perhaps one day when they're able to get these kind of readings without an actual device, which is not impossible. Let's say you walk into a room and it's and it kind of senses that you're feeling stressed. It changes the whole room's lighting automatically to perhaps a shade of blue, just to kind of calm you down. Like it's using these sensors and changing the lighting effects and just kind of changing your environment in response to your signals that you're sending off. That's very intriguing.
It is. I totally agree. That's a vision I share.
There you go. Well, again, as we said, you can go to the MHOX website and check it out for yourself at MHOX Design, MHOXdesign.com, or you head over to our show notes page at computeramerica.com. In the first hour, we have a link to the website.
Oh, I feel weird for asking about this, but we're looking at all your beautiful designs and all these projects you're doing. Do you have a store or something, or a product that you're pushing?
Yes, we have an online store. If you go on the website, there is in the menu the link to Carapace project, and then you can get on our commercial website. And there you can find the masks, which are on sale right now. And in a few weeks, you will find more easier products like bracelets, necklaces, and earrings, and so on, all inspired by this vision of Carapace.
Very, very, very cool. I like it, and really, I mean, anyone out there who hasn't seen it already, I think they should definitely check it out. This is something that I've never seen before, and that's hard to do because we tend to have a lot of guests.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you.
Well, Phil, listen again. Thank you so much for being with us here on the show tonight. And again, it's MHOXdesign.com, or you can go to our show notes page at computeramerica.com and see this for yourself. Thank you so much for being with us tonight on the Computer America Show. Very, very enlightening.
Thank you so much, Craig. Thank you so much, Ben. So have a nice night.
Yes.
Hopefully we'll talk again soon.
All right. Hopefully.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Take care, Philip. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Right.
Bye-bye. Good night.
Night.
Okay. So there you go. Really unusual products because you can actually.
It's so hard to blend. Like I want to say, at the same time, it's hard and it's easy to blend art and technology. But I think that what they're doing, I haven't seen before, and they're doing it in the right way. It's not even like having artists come in. I'm sure they have some kind of design background, but it's still 100% technology and data, from end to end. There's not like a point where you can take it out and you have to hand sculpt it, hand draw it, hand do anything. This is all technology from beginning to end.
All right. Very, very cool. All right. We have a few minutes left. Do you want to take some time and talk a little bit about what our plans are for the website and what some of the new things that we're adding?
Yeah, we really don't have that much time, but yeah, go for it.
Well, I'm just saying that the video here that we'll watch, not video, the live Computer America streaming page, you can see we made some radical changes. And
hopefully on Monday, I'm going to be getting some more equipment. Yay, equipment. Well,
I just been told by a producer that we should do some slimmer news for the next 5 minutes, which I think is a good thing. So if you have a news story queued up.
I do not, but I'll try to find one.
Okay, let's do it. Okay. Tonight's Computer and Technology News is brought to you by Slimware Utilities, the official optimization software of Computer America. You can visit them at slimwareutilities.com to clean, speed up, and optimize your Windows system for free. That's right. Everything at slimwareutilities.com is completely free. They're not set up where you download them and then use it like a trial period for 10 days and then you have to pay them. They're not set up that way. It is everything is free. There's no obligation. We suggest that you download them all like we did here at the Crossman household. Slimwareutilities.com. It will truly clean, speed up, and optimize your Windows system, and you'll thank us for it when you do so. Slimwareutilities.com. So we're gonna do some computer news, and you got anything? If not, I can.
Well, I have this great one. We love talking about Amazon here on the show, and Amazon will apparently now, again, this one from Business Insider, Amazon will now let you rent a live goat, as if Amazon did not provide enough that you could do, or free enough 2-day shipping. They now let you rent a live goat.
Why would you want to rent a live? Oh, maybe to trim the lawn or something?
To trim your grass. So yeah, no. This article they're talking about they say that Amazon has finally jumped the shark. Great little callback there, and they have a new product under home services, and it's a catch-all. Home services is a catch-all for all their different kinds of things, and apparently one of them is goat grazing service, where you'll receive a recommendation for how many goats will be loaned to you, how long these goats will keep you company, and how often a pro will come check on them. And also, you get to keep any of the goat poop that is a byproduct of the goat's manufacturing process.
An extra added bonus. You don't have to send the poop back. You can actually keep it. Okay.
Yep.
And when does this go into production? When does this happen, or is it already available?
Oh no, you can go to Amazon right now and you go check. Again, it's Amazon Home Services, and check out lawn care.
Now, will they deliver the goats by drone?
No, I believe there is no drone goat technology going on.
Okay.
It is simply goats for goats purposes.
Goats for it. I had seen that but I didn't know Amazon was getting into goat rental business. I mean, I know people.
I can see where they want to diversify,
Yeah,
but I didn't think that they were going to, go into the goat business. Oh, by the way, yeah, that was one of the other big ones. We kind of covered it last night. Apparently, again, we covered it last night. We called it, and it just came through today. They sent a letter out to all their employees. Time Warner Cable and Comcast merger is not going through.
Dead in the water.
Dead in the water. They sent it out. They said it ain't happening. So it's official. Yay!
Yeah, exactly. Another one for the little guy. We don't get it.
Well, as little as those two guys get.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Coming up in the second hour, we're going to have another very interesting guest. They're called Appkettle. And evidently, we've had Intel talking about the Internet of Things and how things, appliances are going to be all Internet connected, and you can your refrigerator, when it runs low, it'll order whatever you need directly from the grocery store. All these things. Well, our next hour guest is the director of Appkettle, is going to be talking about the evolution of a standard kettle. And this one does some amazing things. It is totally internet connected, and we're going to hopefully have him on the show. And hopefully he'll be here in a moment. If not, then we'll do more computer and technology news, brought to you by Slimware Utilities, because they are the official optimization software of Computer America. We have a news tip bulletin review from Marty Winston. It's the last time you'll hear this particular one. 2 new ones coming up next week. And also our show reminder winner of the week. We're going to announce that as well. So stay tuned for another hour of the Computer America Show.
Broadcasting live, it's the only national radio talk show on computers to air every weeknight. Computer America, hosted by national columnist Craig Crossman. The first hour's behind us, but there's still more of tech news, tech talk, and your phone calls. We're being beamed nationwide at ComputerAmerica.com. You got computer problems? Bring them on. You're listening to Computer America. Computers run the world, and we run computers. Call us or send us an email to live@computeramerica.com.
Hello and welcome into hour 2 of the nation's longest running nationally syndicated radio talk show on computers. This is the Computer America Show, and I'm your host, Craig Crossman.
And I'm your co-host, Ben.
And we just had MHOX on the show. Interesting.
It's such a hard time with their name.
Yeah, but I finally got it. MHOX,
There you go.
Moxie. If you missed it, you can listen to the any of our past shows at ComputerAmerica.com. All you have to do now is to go to our show notes page. That's it. This is one of the other many consolidations that we're doing now, and improvements thanks to our webmeister Aaron. When you go to the show notes page now, you don't have to go to the YouTube channel or anything. You actually see the date of the show, the guests that are on that show in each hour, and right there is the option to watch the live Computer America video stream on each and every show. It's already up, it's working, and it works very well. So it's one less place that you have to go. It's all kind of consolidated, and that's one of the many things that we're going to be working on the Computer America website, is to continue making these improvements on the program. So you can watch any of our shows right there at our show notes page at ComputerAmerica.com. So while we're waiting for our guests to show up, because they haven't shown up, we can talk a little bit more about the website and some of the plans that we have that are going to be in place in the weeks ahead.
Yeah, sure.
I think that's.
By the way, anyone who wants to go look at it, our show notes are actually our de facto website. So if you're like, oh, new website, what's all that about? Yeah, just go to the show notes.computeramerica.com, and let me just pull it up for you right there. And this is the new website.
Yeah, the show notes actually is the brand new website, and a lot more contemporary, a lot more streamlined that we had before, and it's going to make things a lot easier to see.
It should have a lot more information on the front page, and where I mean, if you just want to go into some of the things that we're getting rid of and adding, I think now would be a good time since we're kind of sitting here twiddling our thumbs.
Well, not exactly twiddling. I mean, we are.
No, I'll twiddle. I don't care. I'll twiddle. Twiddle, twiddle.
Exactly. But you certainly can see some of the improvements. Another thing that on that web page now, we have a new modified, a brand new chat room. We're going to be leaving the IRC chat room and going to the live chat room. Now, when you're on our homepage, you'll be able to see the chat.
It's called, I think it's
IoT. No.
No, it's like TIO or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. It's some combination
TO chat.
TO chat. And it's very easy to use and very simple to operate. And you can watch it. But if you want to, right above it, there's a thing that says click here for the full screen chat. You can actually take it to the next level and it'll actually take you to a full screen version of the chat room. So you can do that, and then you can size it however you like to. So and we will, looks like we're going to be leaving the IRC chat room and moving to that.
Yeah, the IRC, it's a beautiful service. Nothing against it. If you're thinking about, hey, what chat client to use for my website, there's nothing wrong with IRC whatsoever. It's just not what we're looking for. It's not you, it's me. So we're going to be going with something different. Actually, since our guest is running a little bit late, I think we're going to be getting our webmeister on with us.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And we're going to be getting him in here to talk to us about the website and everything that we're doing. So if you just want to hold on just a second.
Hey, well, while you're doing that, why don't I do another news story and while you get him, okay?
Wait, do you have one?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, exactly. Yesterday we talked about a monitor for gamers. Acer has just unveiled a brand new 34-inch QHD monitor that's curved with NVIDIA G-Sync built into this. The other one had the AMD sync. So anyway, this monitor supports the G-Sync technology, although that's not new, but what's new and so exclusive to Acer is a curved monitor with G-Sync baked in. Now, this is actually a really nice monitor. It's the XR34 1CKA, 34-inch ultra-wide, that's 21:9 curved monitor. It sports an in-plane switching panel, that's IPS, boasts a 3440 by 1440 WQHD resolution with a 178-degree viewing angle. But this is a really nice monitor. Now, we asked.
Real quick, Craig. Stupid question. And sorry for breaking the third wall, but you sent our guest the link for the Hangouts, right?
Yes, I did. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. No, please continue with your story.
Okay. So now Paul Lilly, who did this article, asked the question: should you care about a curved display? And he says, to each their own. But the pitch is this: a curved screen puts both sides and all corners of the display at roughly the same distance from the viewer's eyes for a more uniform and immersive viewing experience. It's also supposed to create a wider field of view with an increased perceived area of peripheral vision compared to a flat display, which makes a lot of sense. It's more adaptive to how the human eye works. Now, but he says, is this true? He says some will say yes, others will say no. I guess the best way you can answer that question is to head over to your local, store, your Best Buy, Sam's Clubs, or whatever's closest by, and stand in front of a curved display. I bet you a lot of you haven't done that.
They have them now at your local retail store, Walmart, Sam's Club, Costco, Fry's. Where have you? They have curved screens on display nowadays.
So Paul Lilly goes on to say, did it change your life and make you soil your shorts with excitement? He says, but whether or not you know, it might be much ado about nothing, or it might be something the best thing since sliced bread. You know. Now, getting back to the actual monitor, he says that the G-Sync does make some noticeable differences when gaming in certain situations. So, you know, there's that plus the benefit of large ultra-wide display. Other features include an ergonomic design with tilt, -5 to 35 degrees, as well as height controls. It will slide up and down on this very nice looking stand. Display port and HDMI inputs, and a built-in USB 3.0 hub that supports high-speed charging of mobile devices. And this monitor is going to be available in September for $1,300, $1,299. So there you go.
Very cool. Yeah, no, but apparently we've been doing some research behind the scenes, and our guest did not receive the new link until just a second ago. So yeah, that was not his fault. That was on us. We apologize. But Appkettle is here with us.
All right, is the evolution of a standard kettle through a forward-thinking, efficient, and beautiful new way. It enables us to visually connect to the kettle together and to our home through its app and cloud system. According to the developer, this ensures a safe, secure, and reliable connected home appliance whilst offering an unprecedented level of app feedback and simplicity for making beverages and saving time. So joining us here is the director of Appkettle, Richard Hill. Richard, welcome into Computer America. How are you, sir?
Thank you very much, Craig. Glad to be here. It's nice and early over here, but that's how I like it. Nice and fresh.
Yeah, I'm sorry about the snafus before, and thank you for waking up so early. It should be, let's see, about 4 or 5 o'clock over there.
Yes, it's 9 minutes past 4, so it's yeah. There's never a good time. It's always a good time to put the kettle on. So I've already had a cup of tea this morning. Not remotely yet, but hopefully moving in that direction.
So why don't you tell us in your own words? I have a little bit of an introduction, but what is Appkettle?
Well, Appkettle, obviously it's a kettle. It's all about people connecting people. It's about the app, but primarily it's about moving in a little bit more into the 21st century. About in connecting people, you're creating a social platform that connects to a kettle. I mean, there's other home devices in the kitchen that can do this also. It's an experience for everyone, and I think you did a little bit of the introduction from the website there, which sort of says a little bit about it, how it integrates and connects people. But it's about everyone. I mean, we felt it important. Gadget lovers is obviously a big one. They love their apps, they love the connectivity, which is fantastic, and they'll be the first to pick it up. But it was about making it simple. It was about making something that everyone can use, from people who have disabilities about to get up, or if you're hearing impaired, there's different colours on it. It's got many different features. I mean, someone even sort of mentioned that I think I'd mentioned even someone like my nan could use it in the way that you can monitor people if for example, you're having 8 cups of tea a day and you love your tea and you reduce that. And you look at someone and you can monitor people only having 2 cups of tea, and then you can sort of see that something's not right. So there's many different applications there.
And we'll talk about those too. Let me just ask.
Yeah, I guess someone going from 8 cups of tea a day to 0 cups of tea, that's a surefire sign of death right there. That's it.
It's not good.
Definitely a red flag. All right. Well, let me ask you this. Obviously, we've had Intel recently on the show talking about the Internet of Things, which are appliances that are connected to the internet. We've talked about refrigerators that when they run low of milk, they'll put an order out to the grocery store and you'll have your milk delivered to you without you having to do anything. I mean, things like that where they're taking everyday appliances and connecting them to the internet and making them accessible and interactive. So my question to you is, why a kettle? I mean, maybe because UK tea is more popular, I guess, here in the United States. That's one thing, but what was the inspiration behind creating this product?
Well, I mean, it all sort of started as you do. Family and friends get together. We're all sat around, sort of chatting away, and the question comes up: who's going to boil the kettle? Everyone has the same thing. Everyone gets to that scenario, and at that point, obviously, me and co-founder Robert sort of looked at each other and thought it'd be great if we could run an app for this, rather than having to get up ones. If we could just switch it on, wouldn't that be so much easier? Save time, save effort, sort of thing. And at the moment, that was in its infancy, and it was developed from there. But that's where the spark came from, and from there we took a little bit of inspiration. But going back to your original question, why a kettle? We think it's a great way of connecting people. Everyone loves having a cup of tea together. I mean, obviously, it could be coffee. There's many different possibilities there. And we delved into other areas, like there's infant formula milk for new mothers was another one that we, or green teas and different things that we saw that because you can control the temperature, a lot of the times it's waiting for the kettle. I know, especially over in the US, that the power ratings are slightly different, so it takes longer to boil a kettle, which becomes an issue quite often. But obviously with this process it doesn't matter, because you set off to boil at a certain time and you get there where it's boiled, so that works nicely.
All right, so that is nice. So and by the way, if you're watching a live Computer America video streaming page, you can actually see Ben is actually showing you the different things about the kettle and what it looks like. First of all, it looks very, very futuristic. I mean, it looks very modern, very nice. It's got this large. Now, there's this large. Is it a window or is it a display? What is that large area there? Is it? What am I looking at? Is it clear? What am I looking at? Is that the insides of the kettle that I'm looking at?
So you're on about the section which shows the sort of kettle shape. That's like a cone shape.
Yeah.
Is that good?
Yep.
Yeah, that's the aesthetic we're looking to create. So that's sort of the vision. So at the moment we have two prototypes which work really well. They're robust. And I think there's some pictures on Kickstarter what they do. Now this kettle in question, that's what we look to make. It was a design which we went through many iterations to do. We want something that looks a little bit futuristic. It's stainless. It looks a little bit of premium. As of Apple products, if you like, wanted it to have that sort of premium feel, that sleek feel, that futuristic feel, that we thought people could relate to. Now, that's not to say, as everyone loves matching stuff in the kitchen, you like the same colours as stuff. So there's going to be options out there, but first and foremost, we thought we'd create something standalone. And this design in itself took many different iterations to get to that process, to get there. So what you're looking at is green is the stage of the kettle when it's not on, when it's going to be before boiling. There's different colours of stages. So you can see in green stage there.
Okay.
The kettle aesthetic. And on the left, all the different features. Just you can see the little symbols for security and cloud. Sorry. Go.
So it's not just interactive with an app or anything like that. It's actually like there's actual visuals on the tea kettle that show a lot of information that, let's face it, tea kettles of past year have not shown.
Yeah, basically, I mean, you can see on the bottom of the base is sort of the buttons that we will develop that do a lot. So you can actually physically go up. You can do it on an app. There's a lot on the app, which will be, if the felt it was important to be one screen apart. But getting closer, you can see each little feature on the kettle. It is made is like the silicon handle there and the stainless and the plastic that comes in. It was about many different components, but as easy to use as possible and to look as good as possible, because it's already happens to get an app, but then you want it to look pretty cool in your kitchen. So it's just about combining those things.
Got it. All right. So now the product is still in development stage, right? You have two different prototypes. Is this a Kickstarter project, or is this something that you're just developing, without that, and it's definitely going to come to the market? What's the status of it right now, Richard?
Currently we're on Kickstarter. We have less than 10 days left, so it's going quite well. We've got a long way to go. I think we're up to just over 62,000, which works about nearly $100,000 so far. So we're doing well, but there's the margins. We need to hit $165,000, which bear with me if my maths isn't completely there with it, but about $250,000 we need to raise. So the important next step is to really sort of grasp that next funding goal and allow us to get that to market. So we've got prototypes, but really passionate about trying to get this to get to the next level. And then once we get that funding, you should see it on your shelves, which is what we really want to do, to be honest.
Okay.
Well, we'll see if we can happy with that. But I guess the real question is, you bring up teas and kettles on the internet, and you realize that there are people who really, really care about their tea for some reason. Being an American, honestly, not a big deal to me. But like, do you think you're really gonna sway like would you say this is for grandma, grandpa? Would you say this is for young like the younger crowd, for hardcore tea drinkers? Like, who do you think this would like if I had to show this to someone, who would say wow first?
Well, first and foremost, I think that's a good question. But in that way, I think first you personally want to connect via an app who understands this technology. I mean, I think recently the iPhone is now the most selling phone in China, for example, which is massive considering it's a premium app, but it's the most integrated, it's the most complicated. And in that way, we think a gadget lover would be first on the list. But however, it's because we try and gain benefits for everyone. It's newborn babies with expectant mothers. It'd be fantastic for infant formula milk. And again, for you guys, if it's not for tea, it can be for the perfect temperature water for that. Or I mean, tea lovers is a great one because I drink a lot of green tea, which and even things like Earl Grey, there's a specific temperature. Same even with coffee. So if you're a coffee drinker over there, then you need to get the right temperature, which it's a little bit of a difference, but it will make a difference in the quality, which is important to people. And you can just turn up to your kettle, and it's the temperature you want it. And you could even check it. You could even boil it at tea temperature, and it's still at 80 degrees. You're going to save energy. You're going to save time, sort of thing. So there's even a time conservation or an energy conservation there. But you can get a perfect cup of tea, which is what we're trying to sell. And there's loads of little other things about mobility, and you can check the progress, the energy, and all these different features that we try and add and benefits. So you can see there, small businesses, for example, it's fantastic. If, as you know, throughout small businesses, especially wherever you're working, there's always that need for a cuppa, and who's going to get it, so it just makes it a little bit easier. Like I say, restricted mobility, it's all about not physically having to turn it on, it just makes it on your phone, which makes life a lot easier. So yeah, we do feel it benefits a lot of people, but first and foremost, I think that gadget lovers will be the one we'd look at first.
Gadget lovers and people who just want to have something different. I mean, when you look at it, I mean, it obviously
it catches your eye.
Yeah, it does. It's a little centerpiece of the conversation. But and again, though, I know tea has been so much part of the culture, for British.
Really, it's like one of only 3 stereotypes I know, so it has to be very, very popular.
No, that's not right. But true. I mean, here in the U.S., it's beer.
We'd be great if we do one with beer.
Exactly. Listen, we have a caller who has a question for you. So we're gonna bring him on and see if he can you can answer his question. Computer America, Craig Crossman. Hi, Lunchy. How are you?
I'm doing all right, Craig. How about yourself?
Okay, so you have a question for Richard?
Yes, please.
I'm just a little concerned that this product might be just a too overcomplicated tea maker. I mean, we already have technology that you can set it to specific temperatures, and you have timers for all of that. I mean, to give it all these extra, perks like
no pun intended.
Application access and all this. I mean, does it really help make the perfect a cup of tea in the end, or is it just a fancy teapot?
It's a good question and a fair question, and something obviously we have to explore. But to look at that, to answer that, what I would say would be it's more about trying to keep it simple. So, for example, if you're boiling a kettle over there, or even over here, we all spend, for example, 2 days of your life boiling your kettle, actually watching your kettle boil and so forth.
Never.
So sorry, but yeah, it's first and foremost, you're saving a lot of time, so that's time you can't get back, and if you want to simplify, it's just a click of a button. Now, the added features are one click away, so if you want a green tea or your Earl Grey, you can do them, but you still don't have to. It's as simple and as complicated as you want it to be on the app. So your temperatures and your different features on it. They won't be for everyone, but we'll try and include something for everyone, so you use what's applicable to you. Does that sort of helped a little bit, or are you going to be queries?
Yes. May I ask one follow-up question?
Sure, go ahead.
What really makes your product superior to something like a Keurig, which is also designed to be very quick, easy to use, has a bunch of applications and timers and things like that, and can make tea. So what makes your product superior to that, to where an American consumer like me who enjoys tea would prefer your product compared to that?
Well, first of all, it doesn't have digital rights management, which they did on Keurig. The 2.0, that was a disaster. So I'm sure they don't have that. I think it'll work with any kind of tea. You don't have to worry about, it'll only work with, Tetley tea. It'll only work with tea. Unless it won't work with, the other types of tea, because it's not, it hasn't been certified. No, you weren't going to get that with this. Which I still can't believe that Keurig did that stupidity with their 2.0.
Oh, they backtracked. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, but anyway, go on.
So, what I was referring to is a lot of them come with now where they, you can set a timer where it preheats your water for you, where you don't have to use those little cups and whatnot. It just heats up the water and gets it to the perfect temperature for your tea. My friend has one, that's why I know about it.
So what's, sorry, it's probably the line a little bit. So what's your question with that? I understood some of the bits. I was just trying to, the line was a little bit poor there. I don't know if you can sort of assist.
Yeah, caller.
I didn't make it out.
Sorry about that, but what was your question again? Just the question bit. We got it.
I was just simply asking is what how does his product really make a superior cup of tea? Because that's what it really comes down to when it comes to tea drinkers. That we like, it comes down to the best flavor for us. So how does his product with all of the gizmos really make a superior cup compared to any competitor out there? I was just using Keurig,
I got
Keurig as an example.
He wants to know, does it make a better cup of tea?
It should do in the way it does. Watching it boil, but in terms of your cup of tea, if you're having the temperatures, like I said, to keep one. So if you want a specific temperature, certain teas are designed for certain temperatures, so it's perfect from that point of view. The filters itself, because it's a premium kettle, you're going to have less problems with limescale build up and other bits and bobs, because we're going to one of the most premium manufacturers. Quality is first and foremost in there. So in that, when it boils, it will be right. And it's not like you're going through many iterations of the same boil, because you've got a specific time. You've got an alarm on your iPhone, for example. So you pick up your iPhone, you look, it vibrates, you're straight there. There's not this continuous boiling process, and it'll be at the right temperature. You can even check it. Mm-hmm. And to gauge the quality of tea is to gauge the temperature. Ideally, that's how it saturates the tea bags or the coffee, or the cafetiere for coffee in this in an instant. So I would say yes, you get as close to the chemical constraints or the scientific constraints to make that perfect cup of tea by monitoring what is happening in your kettle, the mechanics of it all.
Okay. All right. Well, there you go. I think so. The answer is yes. Because of the complexity of the product, it's going to make a superior.
Well, No, I just want to say that it's probably not because of the complexity. I think it's because it gives you more control, not because it's so complex, but because it gives you more control.
Well, because you have all these different controls
Why just don't people thinking, oh, it's way more complex, for tea kettle, so it's way more better. That doesn't compute.
If you look at the page there, if you just pull the temperature, the page up there with the app on, what we've just had up, you can see on the first page you can make it as simple as you want. So you've got the kettle in the middle, which is just a display, and then it's basically 2 toggles. And one of which at the time on the right you don't even control, the volume's fixed. So if you want, you could pretty much just swipe up and down on the temperature or set it up to 100, press go, and that's as simple as you could make it. So I know you've got to be au fait with apps and everything else, but you could just switch it on where it is. So we do try and make it simple, and if you want to, like you do on my iPhone, I don't know, you wouldn't know every feature on every app, but you can make it. Some people will just use the front page and they go, no, I don't want to delve outside that. A lot of people I'll delve into the depths of it. So it's as complicated as you want to make and you feel you need to make it.
All right, let you listen. Thanks for calling, and hopefully, we'll see you back in the chat room. All right. You're listening to the Computer America Show on the Blog Talk Radio Network. When you get to complexity, I've seen espresso coffee machines, that you need. I think you need a degree to operate.
Yeah, an English degree.
Yeah, really. They can be really complex, and these are just standard machines with the levers and then the milk, and you have to hit it to the froth, and you have to do this. It's really, it can be extremely difficult to do. So when I say complexity, these machines can be complicated, but I don't think that's what's happening here. I think that the technology, although complex, makes it easier to operate. I think you would agree with me. Listen, the music means we're at the bottom of the hour. Boy, the time just kind of flies back. And then we'll get back to you. And
who knew tea kettles would be such a time-flying mechanism?
Yeah. All right, you're listening to the Computer America Show on the Blog Talk Radio Network, on the TuneIn Radio Network, the IRN Radio Network. We're talking to Appkettle. We'll be right back with them. With a show reminder 1 or 2. Looking for a best friend? Brother Wolf Animal Rescue has your best friend waiting just for you. The mission of Brother Wolf Animal Rescue is to help build a sustainable, no-kill community where no dogs or cats are ever killed for population control, where true euthanasia is reserved only for animals who are irremediably suffering, or for animals who are truly a threat to society and with no hope of rehabilitation. Brother Wolf's staff and volunteers go door to door, neighborhood by neighborhood, to educate citizens about local resources available for at-risk pets and to help their families connect with those resources. Brother Wolf's community-based approach to no-kill helps keep family pets healthy, happy, and in their homes and out of the local shelter system in the first place. For more information or to make a tax-deductible donation to this wonderful 501c3 organization, visit their website at www.bwar.org. Help to realize Brother Wolf's vision when no animal is euthanized for lack of a home.
Who's a good boy?
Hi, this is Craig Crossman, host of the Computer America Show. You have important meetings to schedule. Your company's getting ready for its IPO, and you're in charge of the PTA fundraiser this month. So how do you coordinate everyone to be available at the same time? Are you still using emails, phone calls, even text messages to schedule meetings with a group of people? How's that working out for you? Not so great, huh? It's a fact that every day, millions of people suffer from scheduling headaches. Well, with Doodle, scheduling meetings with a group of people is quick and easy. With Doodle, you can easily propose available times to each member. Each one checks off the times that they're available, and then you simply pick the time that works best for the group, all in an easy-to-read display that integrates with your existing calendar. Nothing could be more simple. Give Doodle a try for free, and like millions of Doodle users, you'll truly see how easy it is to find the perfect date and time for all your meetings. That's www.doodle.com.
You found me. This is Marty Winston with a News Tips Bulletin Review for Computer America. This time the Ryobi P430G Buffer Polisher. Maintain, repair, and replace are the three choices we face all over the place in any workspace. So we got an Ryobi P430G 6-inch buffer polisher for review. It uses their new 1+ 18-volt battery system. When office furniture, from desks to conference room tables, start looking haggard, it's often enough to clean, apply some polish, and buff. And the faster that's over and done with, the more productive the rest of the day can be. This tool's extremely well-balanced rotating metal platter has a foam head affixed over which you tie a soft cloth bonnet to come with it. It has just one speed, roughly 4,000 RPM. Bottom line, the Ryobi P430G buffer polisher can add or restore a shine with reduced amounts of elbow grease. This is Marty Winston with the News Tips Bulletin Review for Computer America.
Welcome back to the Computer America Show. That was the last time you'll be hearing that particular News Tip Bulletin Review from Marty Winston. And, and hey, it's Friday, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. So before we get back to Mr. Richard Hill here, who is the director for for Appkettle. I don't know why I keep wanting to say
Apple would be good.
Yeah. Appkettle Ltd. We have a show reminder winner of the week to announce to give away that the Logitech touchpad.
All right. This is our show reminder winner of the week. This is for the Logitech wireless rechargeable glass touchpad T650, valued at $80. And our winner is oh my gosh, Mark Cohn. Mark Cohn?
You said that like you couldn't believe that Mark won.
Yeah, and congratulations. Mark wins the Logitech wireless rechargeable glass touchpad T650, valued at $80. So congratulations to you, Mark, and enjoy it. And again, if you, I know we're going to be changing things, but we right now you just want to go ahead and get it and subscribe to our weekly email newsletter, the show reminder, and from that list of names, we draw another winning name. I know we're going to be changing the rules. I'm not sure when that's going to happen. So right now, just subscribe to the show reminder, and if you do, then we'll probably transfer your name to our social media, which is how we're going to be selecting winners. And we'll get into that a little later, maybe later on the show, or certainly next week sometime. But in the meantime, if you are just joining us now, yes.
And yeah, if you're just joining us, we have the Appkettle here, the webpage up, and I love looking for Easter eggs on websites. And yes, we're talking to Robert Hill, and if you look closely, I'm not sure if the resolution will allow it. Here on the Appkettle, where under their section for smart scheduling, you have Robert Hill, you have Jane Smith, and you have Bobby. I'm sure the last two are pretty common, and of course fake names, set up for different scheduled times where to start brewing. But
Yes.
Robert Hill, I believe we know and we've met, who is in the picture of the Appkettle. So very cool.
Robert's actually my founder. My name's Richard Hill, hence the confusion. We're not actually brothers, but we've got the same. So it's a great point of confusion within itself.
Oh, so close.
I know. Just one away. It's halfway there between. So yeah, it's. Yeah, it's 50% there. But yeah, sorry. Going back to the smart scheduling. One of the great things that we thought is everyone, you get up, whether it's a cup of coffee or it's a cup of tea, everyone wakes up wanting a drink. So the smart scheduling is as simple as a toggle system where you'd set your alarm so it links with your alarm. So as soon as you set your alarm for your Appkettle, as soon as you go downstairs, it's there waiting for you. There's no waiting around and sort of the other bits up before you have your cup of tea. You can point straight away. And this delves into the things is smart scheduling also works for driving home. So it links to, you've probably seen the geofencing where it literally, you can be at your doorstep or through even in your kitchen, and it sort of times in with you. So you could even be walking home, stop for a chat with someone, because it knows you're not home. The boil process sort of stagnates until you reach your door. So it's all about making it easier for you again, and that's not complex in the way you wouldn't have to think about that. That'll be done for you. So it's just about making it intuitive. So it does the hard work. You just want to go there and have your coffee or your tea. You don't want to be thinking about the process. You just want it back home and boiled. That's all anyone could ask for, to be honest.
Now, you know,
that's such a perfect excuse. Though it's like I really want to stay and talk. I'm sorry, but I have this really smart tea kettle at home, and it's boiling, and I need to go drink my tea. I'm sorry.
And then you could be go and buy one. Look at this.
Okay, so you know, we've had a little sample of it. When I say skeptics might say that the Appkettle is overcomplicating a simple process, as you just heard with the phone caller. But why do you feel that app-controlled products are the way forward? Really?
Well, there's a massive exponential sort of boom in this industry, and the way the social media just makes everyone's life a little bit more connected, a little bit easier. Like I think I've said before, and it is one of those things where everything is sort of moving in that direction, and it wouldn't want like the HomeKit platform for Apple. As an example, I know there's a couple of different companies who are trying to develop things that link the products in your kitchen, and our belief would be that okay, there's a kettle here, but there's a market for everything in your kitchen to be linked in this way, to control everything, and it just makes your life a little bit easier. And I think it's important. One of your listeners, it was an important question: is this thing going to be too complicated? You see app, and then everyone panics and thinks this thing is going to be ridiculous. But yeah, it's as simple as you want to make it. And that was an important step, because we know, especially people who aren't au fait with apps, all you have to do is download your app, open it, switch it on. It's as simple as that. Once it's connected, and it's connected through a Wi-Fi router, so as long as you've got internet, you could even be 3G from that point outside you. So I could, Craig, for example, I could, if I was in your user feedback for your kettle and I was on the list of names and the security, I could switch on your kettle over there. So it's really about moving forward with the times.
Do you think Appkettle is going to benefit those of us who live in America?
Definitely, and I'll tell you for why. The big thing at the moment is, I mean, I was in Florida last year, just on a sort of family holiday, and the thing is, with the key thing is, from a technical point of view, from a point of view of boiling, is that because you've got a lower power rating, 1.5 kilowatts, it does take a lot more time to boil your kettle, which can become frustrating in itself. However, with this process, obviously, the time of boil becomes irrelevant because you're just turning up and it's boiled whenever you want it. So that sort of limiting factor, I know you use the kettles on the hobs a lot because it's just a little bit faster. It's sort of a thing that's used quite often over there in the US. But with this, we're hoping this electric kettle could help spark sort of a little bit of an idea that this is the way forward, because you can just turn up when your water's ready for you, and it's all linked. And the home of smart technology is Silicon Valley in California, where Apple started. It's all delved out of there. So it's almost great to bring a product that takes smart technology back home to where it's sort of the forefathers of it, so to speak. And yeah, we felt there's a real benefit to the American consumer, not even if it's subconsciously unaware of it. Your listeners and your consumers are subconsciously unaware of how much time, how much easier it is having something that they're not waiting to boil, because that's where the restrictions come in.
Okay, all right.
And I'm remiss to have to be 40 minutes into this interview and not ask the important question. Being this high tech, does it still have the whistle?
Yeah. I thought you were going to come to that when I mentioned the hob and the kettle. I'm sure we could add it as a feature if avid listeners or avid consumers and tea lovers wanted it. I'm sure that we could add like a little sound box and add it as an effect. Because I know it's a loved feature, so yeah, it's something we can look into definitely.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I think the whistle with kettles is the whistle's like synonymous with
Yeah.
brewing tea, really.
You can have a virtual. You can have a virtual whistle. Just have a.
Yeah, I mean, heck, that could just be the alarm or like the
You could,
notification
you
sound.
could do you could do it on your phone just as a sound. Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah, yeah. See, we're
Exactly.
creating ideas even as we talk.
Yeah, you digitize the kettle sound, and going, and that would work. Uh, okay, so now I understand that there is a basic Wi-Fi kettle currently on the market. So, is the Appkettle going to be different, and how so? Uh, um, and why do you think the Appkettle is going to be the correct solution for the kettle user?
Well, the current kettle on the market is basically just a blind remote, so it can't check volume, it can't schedule, so it's basically an on-off process, and that's what you get, which again, you can't schedule, so you're not necessarily saving that time. But with this, because you've got your volume, because you've got your temperature, because there's all of those features, you can schedule, you can use 3G with it, all the stuff I talk about, driving home or walking home and boiling your kettle, setting the perfect cup of tea with your temperatures, even silly things as a sort of, not so silly in this instance, is checking you've got enough in the kettle to boil it, or how many cups you've got, how many people. There's the benefits are sort of endless to like the baby infant formula milk. So there's all of these different features depend on scheduling your kettle the right way, and it's all about making a cup of tea for the perfect timing, which is what this enables you to do. Where if you wanted any sort of smart product that just did one command, which this on-off command, we've seen that isn't necessarily what people want or really works, because you can't do more with it that sort of helps you make it. In this instance, obviously, tea, it's all about the water, the volume, the timing, which you can't check on the current model, and this is sort of the full package, if you like, that gives you everything you need.
So, what do you think the price of the Appkettle will be when it's released? What, you have an idea?
At the moment, we're obviously currently on Kickstarter's crowdfunding, which you can get it cheaper than what the RRP is going to be. But in the US market, I think we were working on the basis of towards $150 to $180 to US dollars. That would be to where it is. I mean, for example, the other kettle on the market, the other smart kettle, that's sort of up to $150. So it's in that sort of range of these products, and you consider that obviously your premiums for your iPads and your iPhones and so forth, it's a lot cheaper than a lot of other smart products. So because it is a smart product, it has that little added incentive.
Ben makes a good point. If we saw this kettle, let's say in a Brookstone, he wouldn't even bat an eye.
It seems like that kind of thing where it's maybe not in like a Walmart or something like that, but and I had to say Walmart and then say Sears, but a Sears, a Brookstone, like a specialty realtor or a specialty retail, something like that, makes perfect sense.
Yeah, I think so. I could see this like at a Brookstone or a high upscale or a Sharper Image or something. It's an upscale, kind of store. I think that would call attention to that. I mean, you tell us, Richard. How do we justify this kind of price over the non-connected products or a standard tea kettle, which you can get for $15, $20?
Again, it goes back to how complex you want your kitchen, how much you want to spend. If you want everything to be integrated, if you want to move forward into the 21st century, the smart technology, this really will help you. And it's not about features; it's about benefits. So it's what's specific to you as a person. So if you just want to sit on the couch and it's a case you want to save a couple of minutes, you're watching TV, you don't want to switch on your kettle, which sometimes is the case with me, great. If it's your new mother, if it's you're a gadget lover, so you love the process, you love the app. If it's we've had I know we on Kickstarter with a lady from Canada who was interested from the hearing impaired sort of side of things, because it's got the colours on the kettle. Same with restricted mobility, like I've said about potentially older people, health, watching, monitoring how much, because it is linked via a cloud, so you can monitor other people. So there is many bits there to it.
Richard, I totally get it. I mean, I really do. I mean, I totally get it. I mean, this is it's a conversation piece. I mean, people are going out and they're spending anywhere from $400 to $10,000 or $17,000 for a watch. You know, Apple Watch. It just came out today. I mean, you can go out and buy yourself a Timex, you know, for $12.
No, come on, you got a Casio for like $8.
For $8, you know. But it's all about, you know, the quality and what these products do. And you have something that kind of is it hits your fancy and it looks really great, and you know, and you think it's going to look really great in your high-tech kitchen with your internet-connected, you know, refrigerator and dishwasher. And I think this is a perfect match for someone, and I think it will definitely have a use. And for the other person who, you know, just who has no interest in, you know, it's not going to be for everybody. Then but what is, you know, certainly. Yeah. It's not an Apple Watch. I mean, Apple Watch is going to be for the people who want that kind of thing. It's not for everybody. So, but I think we are becoming more technologically oriented, and I think I really do think that these products definitely have a market, and it will have an audience. So, you tell me, what kind of reaction? I know you mentioned it briefly on Kickstarter. What kind of reaction? I mean, what's your goal, and how much more what kind of reaction are you getting with Kickstarter?
I mean, it's been really good. I mean, as Kickstarters, we've had some really good backers. We've had some great support, which we were very thankful for, because you've got to put a little bit of faith in the product. You've got to believe in a little bit to back. So that's great, and the people have done so far. Now, we've had the classic upturns. You get, initially it comes on, with the excitability comes, you get a lot of people in. And then steady away sort of through the mid-process, and we're moving towards the end. But we've had a lot of media interest. I mean, we had Digital Times out of New York, we had an article over here, we've had Sky News, the Daily Mail pick it up as an idea. So we're trying to get awareness out, and this with you guys, it's great sort of pulling on the idea and asking the questions today here. But as to what we're at the moment, we're at, so we're being at about $90,000 at the moment, but our ultimate goal is $100,000 is where $90,000 to $100,000 we're at. Ultimate goal is about 250, so there is a long way to go. We're not under any illusions, and there's 10 days left, so we're after a real sort of spike, which does happen in Kickstarter products by the end. The major bit of funding is in sort of the last period, but there is a long way still to go. So what we'd love to happen is everyone sort of
one of our chat room participants says that for $280, the kettle better serve me with tea with an English accent.
That could be arranged. Does he want me to ring him up and do it that way? Yeah, that's it can be arranged. Well, to be a joking aside, you could put what you want on your app when it boils, so you could probably have it in an English accent to sort of say "tea is served" or something of that manner. So it's yeah.
Exactly. So, do you have plans for developing this product into other kitchen appliances? You know, have you thought of that?
Definitely, and we see it as the start of something which develops everything in the kitchen to become connected. I mean, it starts with the kettle, but I mean, even from things, if you look at the kettle base, if you took your jug off, there's a connector on there, what's called an Otter's Opticon connector, which is jargon, it's just an optical connection. Mm-hmm. But what it means is, if you take your kettle on, you could buy different kettles or different colours. So if your kettle stopped working for whatever reason after many years, you could swap it out if you want to change colour. But what a sort of where I'm going with this is different products has the potential of this technology of linking it, because at the end of the day, this is signals that are sent to a Wi-Fi chip that goes to your iPhone. So this is possible in a lot of products, and obviously we want to do the kettle and do it right first to make sure we stabilise where we're going with this. But there's so many practicalities, there's so much open there for the future to develop everything in the household. And everyone started the process, and we felt it's important to get the kettle right with all the little features, rather than make it too simple and not work properly. Like there's certain products that'll do that. I want to do this well, and then move on to other products and start linking other products in this way.
Yeah. Will the Appkettle need some sort of an adapter? Because obviously the currents and the voltages, the things that you plug it into, are different in Europe than they are here in the U.S. So will I need an adapter? Will it work in the U.S. natively? Or are you going to have a U.S. version for it?
Definitely. I mean, our manufacturer is more than accustomed to sell in kettles in the US, so it's a simple and straightforward change from a manufacturing point of view to make sure it works for the American consumer. That's something was very important to us, and we took into very much in consideration. We were very hopeful that it would become a US product in that way, so it was important to us, and yes, in answer to that, it will completely be the case that will be have a US connector.
Okay, because there are different standards in different parts of the world, obviously, and the electrical connection is something. Is this going to be I mean, you can always go buy an adapter, to plug it into, but do you plan to have it supported in different countries, or is it going to basically just be for the you mentioned. Oops.
Oh, sorry, I'm just moving.
Okay, go ahead.
My computer's running out. My computer's running out of charge, so I'm just talking of chargers. I'm just plugging in the charger.
Lose you. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, sorry. Come on, computer. You got like 3 more minutes. You got this.
Yeah, I know. Tell me about it. It's typical timing.
Yeah. Maybe we should.
Right. Yes, we're.
A cup of tea.
Yeah. It's a good idea. Coffee break, yeah.
Yeah. So I was talking about
Did you say that were you about to ask Craig about like what regions this is going to be sold at, or?
Yeah, no, it's going to be sold in the U.S., but and obviously in England, but other parts of the world have different voltages. Are you just going to rely on different adapters that you can buy, in places, or are you going to have a U.S. model and the English
Come on,
model?
you said UK.
UK model.
Yeah. Well, so it is obviously sold in different countries, but a lot of the wattages, for example, Europe will be very similar. So we can bring out versions. We wouldn't obviously bring out the multitude of versions, depending if it's sold to sellers from like Russia and China, Australia, and so forth. So in some occasions it would require an adapter, but we try and get as many people in the bubble, if you like, of making sure we've got enough the right adapters for the right people. But there will be instances, obviously, where people will need adapters to work with a kettle.
Well, Richard, again, it's a very interesting product, and I wish you the best of luck to it. And again, you can check it out.
It seems like the Internet of Things is definitely coming, and this is, we've seen like we were out at CES and we saw crock pots, we saw washing machines, we saw all these different kinds of things. This is the first really sleek tea kettle that we've seen using the Internet of Things, but I think you're in a good trend and you are in a solid place. So
and
good on you.
And the website is Appkettle, appkettle.co.uk. Or again, just go to our show notes page at computeramerica.com, and the Friday show in the second hour, we have a link to the Appkettle website. Just click on the link, and then it will take you there. Sorry again that you had to be up so early, Richard, but we really enjoyed having you here on the program, on the Computer America show, and you have a good beginning of the day, and best of luck to you with this project.
Thank you very much, Ben and Craig. It's been great to be with you, to be honest, and thanks to all your listeners as well. So it's, I might catch 5 minutes now. I'll go and get a cup of tea. It's probably a better idea.
Exactly. All right, Richard. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Good day.
Good night. All right. So there you go. Very interesting. So we have a couple.
For sure.
Yeah, we just have about a couple of minutes here. Again, just remember that our contest page is up at computeramerica.com. I'm not sure what's happening with the show reminder. It's a little too early to tell you yet. So for now, just register for our show reminder newsletter.
Let's just say the prognosis is not looking good.
And but whatever. If you are registered, we'll have a mechanism to take all the people who registered and move it over to our new social media contests. So don't worry about it. So just get your entry and register for the show reminder.
Did you know the Computer America show has Pinterest and of course Facebook and Twitter, but Pinterest as well as a couple other I think we need to get the Google Plus sorted out. Like we're obviously using Google Plus and Hangouts and that kind of thing, but I don't think we really have a strong Google Plus presence. But yeah, we're going to try to refocus on our social media, which we've kind of we haven't really shut it down, and we haven't really been we've been promoting it here and there, but we're going to try to really get that going here soon. So look for more contests involving those.
Yes, exactly.
Because always join us. You can always reach us with questions and comments and your own stories, and we'll read them on the air and stuff like that. We'll always do that with our Facebook and all of our other social media. But we like giving stuff away, and social media I think is one of the best ways to give stuff away because you get to see the reaction immediately.
Exactly, and again, these are all improvements that we're doing to the show. We're continuing to update. We're going to be improving the website. We're doing it right now. Again, when you go to the show notes page, you get a little sneak preview of what the website is actually going to look like, because there's a lot more on that show notes page that we're telling you about. If you go there, you can look at it and you can check it out and try it for yourself. Not everything is completely active, although I understand like 95% of everything up there is actually active at this time. The show notes page is actually going to become the Computer America website. So the weekend is upon us. On Monday, we're going to have Michael Miller.
90 seconds.
Michael Miller, author. Michael Miller is going to be joining us. Mike has moved his schedule now from the last Friday of the month to the last Monday of the month. So he's going to be here with us for both hours talking about, yes, the Internet of Things. And he's got a book coming out on that. And also more updates on Windows 10. He's very good at this type of thing. So Michael Miller is going to be with us both hours Monday. And, of course, we're going to have not
60 seconds,
but two brand new News Tip Bulletin reviews from Marty Winston. That's also going to be greeting you on Monday. Anyway, have a great weekend. Catch a movie.
Are any of the big names coming out this weekend, like Jurassic World?
No, Age of Ultron is the next week, so that's going to be.
Well, that's going to be a huge one.
Yeah, that's coming out this next Friday, so I'm looking forward to seeing that. I really am looking forward to seeing that. So I said, have a great weekend, and Ben and I will see you on Monday night. So until Monday night, this is Craig Crossman hoping that your hard disk never becomes floppy. We'll see you Monday night.
Yep. Good night, everyone.
10 seconds. Thank you for using Blog Talk Radio. Goodbye.
Okay, everybody. Thanks for watching us on our live video stream. As I say, changes, they are coming here on Computer America. And you'll continue to see that. So have a great weekend, and we'll see you on Monday with a lot of new exciting stuff. Take care.
Good night, everyone.
Bye-bye.